What was my dream tonight? There is a seller manufacturer like the NTUC, and they pass the product to me because I'm to be their seller's representative. And when they pass it to me, the product, they also have a buyer. And the buyer is actually was inquiring about the purchase of the product. So this NTUC passed it to me so that I could be the representative to sell that product. But why was it being passed to me? Because it happened that I am what you call handicapped. And so they passed it to me. And for that same reason, the buyer is also keen to buy from me, because it just turned out that it's more for them. They feel better if they were to selling it out to a charity or something of that kind. So both the seller and the buyer pass it to the seller's representative to make the sale. So I didn't really have to do anything. I only have to appear deficient. And what's interesting is that after the sale was taking place, I only have to make sure that I always say thank you. And the thank you was important because that is the part of the selling itself. So my job was to say thank you to the buyer. My job was to appear deficient. There are two qualities. And these two qualities didn't appear in my dream. It was only after the dream that I realized that was my job. Before that, I just received it from the NTUC and then sell it. But I never asked myself. I didn't have to do really any selling because the buyer was already there. But I knew that somewhat that the handicap part of it was the most important element in the buyer buying and in the seller passing the product to me. So my job was just only to say thank you after that. And my job was to make myself available to sell the product because I was kind of deficient. There is a beginning. There was the buyer and there was the seller. And although it is considered the beginning, yet it's actually coming from the one divine. The manufacturer has already got the buyer, but the manufacturer also needs its representative seller. And what I need to do is to be thankful to the buyer and be humble in my selling. Thankful would mean that I will be listening to the buyer properly. I'll be taking their orders and be grateful. Humble because I realize that I'm only a representative of the manufacturer. Humble because I'm only a conduit. But is that difficult? Apparently, it appears to be very difficult. And it's because being nothing ourselves, we receive everything from God. Even that feeling of being me. And this feeling of being me wants to own and wants to have everything for itself. So I guess that feeling which is coming from God itself is making us less humble. And we don't even realize that the buyer which comes to us is actually being assigned to us as well. And we don't want to know that too, because we want to be the creator of our own right. And many spiritualists, people who think that they have gone far in their spiritual journey, have this idea in their mind that they have to, what you call, negate themselves, feel less proud about themselves. Yeah, no doubt that is true. No doubt that's true. But the point is that we are supposed to be the manufacturer's representative. In other words, we are of our own self needs to be proud, because the seller's representative is definitely proud of himself, owning, and we have to be having, and we have to feel somewhat good about it as well, right? For otherwise, the manufacturer wouldn't be feeling that.